Okay, hi, good afternoon all. Today we are having a session with Colonel Vivek Saxena. So let me tell you something about Vivek sir. He is a very dear friend and he is my mentor. And personally, he's been guiding me for last 2 years, how to go through this transitioning. And when I get after people to do this and that, so it's all because of him. So you can blame him for that. So Vivek sir, he has got 22 years of experience in the army and he was aviator. He was flying ALH. Am I right, sir?
Correct.
And so now after that, he did his transitioning like all of us we are doing. He did his course from IIM Indore. And thereafter, he chose a domain HR. And let me tell you this, that he has got a immense amount of knowledge about HR domains. In fact, right now, I think when I talk to people, I find him the most experienced person when talking about HR domain. He's the vice president for Miko. Miko is a AI platform startup company doing very well, Mumbai-based company. He is also an certified life coach. He has been mentoring a lot of people in leadership, and he's also a motivational speaker. What today he's going to talk about mainly is the HR domain, that is as a second choice career, and the transitioning, what is to be done, what not to be done when we are doing our transitioning. So with that introduction, we can go ahead with the session. Vivek sir, the forum is yours. You can go ahead with the session, sir.
Great. Thank you, Rohan, for such kind words. I am not that experienced. I did 21 years experience in aviation, artillery. Thereafter, I had put down papers in 20 years, to be precise, 19 years and 8 months. But I got caught up in Corona days, and thereafter, my PMR got delayed, and then I went for IIM Indore course. So thereafter, I'm here today speaking to you. It's just I am born early and maybe a little more experienced than you. So I am there. I'm sure there would be more. There would be officers who are more experienced to me in, I would say, in armed forces. I had quit in March 22. I'm December 2000 commission. Just to put perspective for all the seniors. So good afternoon all, and I am Vivek. Today I will be taking you through whatever journey in my journey I have learned and what I understand about transition, and thereafter we will slightly touch upon HR as a second career for all armed forces officers. So Rohan, if we are good to go, shall we begin?
Yes, sir, we are good to go, sir.
Okay, great. So let me just share my screen, and I will just Rohan, I can't share my screen. Host has disabled participant screen share.
Just a moment, sir.
You will have to make me co-host, I guess.
I'll just do it, sir.
Take your time.
So go on the share screen, and if you right click, you'll have the option that all participants can share the screen. You need to click on that.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
So by the time, Rohan is enabling my screen sharing, I would like you to just sit, relax, open up your brains and see whatever, value addition I can do today for your 1 hour, which I am taking. And I'm thankful to you guys for sparing that 1 hour. I know this transition journey is draining. It takes a lot of effort to, switch from one domain, which is like military, to corporate, and you guys are busy. But however, I will just give in my inputs, which might help you in this whole transition journey.
So you can start, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can start. Okay, just let me know, Rohan, once you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, we are able to see.
Okay. In case I get disconnected and all, just let me know. Right? Okay. So, not wasting any further time of yours, let me just jump into the presentation which I have prepared for you guys specially. So, I will be covering this presentation as a mission for today, right? And our mission for today is the transition journey, the decoding of the transition journey. My experiences in this 2 years, almost 2 years in corporate, where I went wrong and what I did wrong and what I did right. So I will just take you there, and certain HR insights, right? So before we start, I have a very basic question. Like, so I would like the whole audience to participate, please. Whosoever feels they can actually, be of any value, or they can pitch in. So what exactly is military to corporate transition? And if you can just summarize in 1 or 2 lines, we can have some participation from our panelists today. Anyone? What do you understand in layman terms? Okay, yeah. So we have Smita. Yeah, Smita. Sorry, I don't know your guys' rank, so I'll be referring you with your first name. Pardon me for that. And I would love to call myself as Vivek. No need to sir me or whatever with my rank. I'm Vivek, so you can call me.
So, sir, in my perspective, transitioning from military to corporate is transitioning from a secure environment to a world that is unknown to us, and also the work which we were doing, now doing it in a different way, with few things which we don't know, which we have been doing, but now we'll understand it, that how it is done in a different way, but the same thing. And also how we call it, though we have been doing those things, but we don't know how to call them, we don't know how to pronounce them. So
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. So she said, going to a new domain, new, I would say, new territory, and the jargon part, right? How to pronounce. Though we have done the same thing, but the jargon is different. Yeah, great. Anand sir, sorry, you were
Hi,
waiting.
Vivek. I don't know if you have met each other in aviation before. I'm also IIM'B aviation officer.
Great, sir.
Anyway, so basically what little bit of my understanding is, a lot of work we do in the services, we don't give a financial angle to it, where everything in the corporate relates to a financial angle, because end of the day, how much is my bottom line compounding in terms of EPS? How much money I'm making? What do I bring on to table as value that I can make money for the organization to, and everyone in the organization to grow? So whatever, when we went for SSB, we didn't know anything. We just gave some few answers. Whatever came to our mind, they found that we had a particular thing which we were trainable. So I think corporate is looking that, yes, these guys have some qualities. They could be trained and their experience could be utilized, juxtaposed, or transformed or something to be helpful. That's all. That is my understanding. I have the right to be wrong.
No, sir. Of course, my takeaway from your understanding is the return on investment you're talking about. We don't think on return on investment, and corporate work on return on investment, right, sir? Great. Meenakshi, you have something to add.
Yes, sir. So I just feel that in military, be it our superior subordinates or our colleagues, we have been conditioned in a particular way. So basically, we have that common factor of our training and conditioning. So we work with those kind of people who have the similar aptitude. Whereas in the corporate sector, uh, each of the person, be it your bosses or your subordinates, they come with a different idea, they come with a different objective for themselves in the organization. So working in a culture with all the people who are facing in different directions, basically.
Okay, okay. So there, so as I understand that, again, new territory, and in military we are all aligned. In corporate they are not aligned. They are facing in different directions and maybe working together as a huddle, right? Meenakshi, you wanted to say that? Okay, cool. So three things come out as very evidently from whatever question I placed there in the viewfinder. First is it is a new terrain, new, I would say, place to be, and fear of unknown is there. It is part of the journey. It was there with me, it will be there with you. What is going to happen? How will I transit? Which domain I will pick up or I would be absorbed into? How will be my first company? What will be my CTC? How will I gel with these corporate guys? I'm a military officer, military professional. Okay, basically corporate transition for a military person is a difficult journey. US does it very, I would say, detailed oriented kind of study was done in US Army. They have special management schools and they have special programs which they put their to be veterans to 1 year back. We in Army, in Indian Army or Indian Armed Forces, we have something which is known as DGR, which put us into the courses which you are doing, the transition courses of 6 months. This course which we are doing actually doesn't understand the way we should be doing the course. This course is not designed for us. I feel that is my feeling. This course is just exposure to how businesses are run, what is ROI, how things work on an Excel sheet. Most of us don't know how to use an Excel sheet before we start actually doing corporate transition. So let us decode this corporate transition together in this presentation of mine. So if I take it as a transition, as a mission, so I need to have very clear deliverables at the end of this mission when I am doing this transition then. So these deliverables, which I mean is what exactly I want from this transition done. What I want is work-life balance. Do I work-life balance? Do I want flexi working? Do I want recognition, which I was not getting in armed forces? Maybe most of the PC officers would agree with me. Will I get a quantum jump in my CTC? Suppose anyone who's drawing 20 lakhs per annum plus, of course, the variable part. Will I be able to double it? Or is that my priority? Is growth my priority in this transition journey? So one need to very clearly earmark what is my priority out of these things which I am able to. There might be more things which are part of this transition journey, and then one needs to choose which vertical or which domain he or she wants to go in, right? Then I need to see what is my core technical skills which are there. Somebody from IIM'B or maybe from technical background can leverage that as their technical skills and move on. But however, in corporate, everyone wants a plug and play candidate. They will not teach you, they will not handhold you as you've been done in armed forces. So once I say plug and play, we will see later what is plug and play. But they would need someone who is actually ready to deliver in next maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. Now we need to master these skills in a way corporate want these skills to be, whatever technical skills or soft skills we have. And then we need to showcase these skills in terms of certificates in our CVs, right? Once we are able to show these skills in our CVs or resumes, then we okay. So someone took my right of sharing screen. Zoom user. Who is Zoom user? Rohan?
Sir, 1 second, sir. I'll just getting it back.
Sir, just a moment, sir.
Yeah, no
He's
worries.
doing it, sir.
Zoom user is getting bored. So he's clicking here and there, is it? Okay, so no worries. So all these skills we need to, show it in our CVs. Otherwise, no one knows us and no one knows what we are. Until unless we show these skills, we will not be able to transit well. Am I in? Not still.
So just give me 2 minutes, sir. I'm just wanted to give you the permissions with making Rohan sir as host. So for that, I just had to reclaim host, but I think I'm logged in through my phone, so it's not possible. I'm making you the co-host again.
Yeah, no worries. I am the host now.
Yeah, you can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and Rohan says, guys, mute yourself. So keep yourself mute if you are not speaking. Okay. Just let me know, Rohan, once you're able to see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so we were here. Now we were, into how we should master these skills, whatever we have, and showcase them in terms of certificates. Okay, what I mean by saying transferable selling skills. When I say selling, it's a very strong word to be used, but I am using it because, as you all know, it's a job market and you need to sell yourself. And mostly we sell for these skills in any corporate or a startup, space. And these skills are leadership, discipline, and work ethics. Our communication skills are really, really good, or maybe better than most of the corporate leaders. We have very good time management skills, and of course, problem solving abilities. Any other skill which you think is good enough, which is not there in civil counterparts, which is there with us as military leaders? Anyone?
Can you repeat the question again, please?
Crisis management, sir.
Crisis management. Okay, so the skills I was talking, which military leaders, all of them have,
Discipline.
but it is not found.
Leadership.
Can you repeat the question again, Vivek, please?
Okay, am I audible, Rohan?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
You're audible, sir. You're audible.
I'm just saying, if you guys can add any other skill which a military leader has and which is seldom found in any corporate leader.
Risk
Any other-
management.
Risk management.
Self.
Sir, appetite to take risks, calculated risks.
Okay, appetite to take calculated risk and appetite to take a pizza also. Okay, great.
Decision making ability.
No, sir, at times, to my mind, at times, little bit of risk taking capability is also required.
Risk taking capabilities. Okay, yes.
Planning, sir.
Planning.
Okay, so what is happening is people are speaking over each other. So can you just raise your hand so that I will call your name? So it will be much more organized. Yeah, Manjunath sir.
Independent decision taking ability.
Independent decision taking ability. Great. Yeah, Smita.
Self-discipline.
Okay, fine. That's all. Discipline, self-discipline is fine.
Sir.
Yeah, why Suresh?
Resilience, sir.
Okay, I'm not able to decode, but he's saying something. Anyone who can just
Resilience. He said
repeat what he's saying?
resilience.
Resilience. Okay, great. Yeah, Sanjay sir. Okay,
Sanjay
Rajat.
sir, he's asking you.
Planning and expenditure, sir.
Planning and
Planning
expenditure. Okay, okay, cool. Rajat, you had something to add?
to work cross domain. It's our ability. We can work in a new territory without having a prior experience to it. We can evolve with our work.
Okay. So basically we are dynamic, right? We can work anywhere. We can work, we are dynamic leaders, not like, specialist of one domain, right? You want to say that, Raja? Yes, Smita, you saying something?
Sir, absorbing capabilities.
Absorbing capabilities. Okay.
Yes.
Absorbing in what sense?
Sir, like a quick decision has to be taken, or sometimes any pressure has to be put on you. Then you can absorb that pressure without, delegating it to others.
So you basically shock absorbers
Shock
to your
absorber,
your teammates, your
Sir.
peers, or maybe your team members. Okay, yeah, Katie Arasu, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Yes, Vivek. It is intricate man management at the personal
Man
level.
management skills. Okay. Man management skills. Great. Yeah, Khushbu. Sorry.
So we perform under pressure. We have that knack to perform under pressure, and we think of the worst first, and then accordingly prepare, rather than do things and
So we
then
are pessimistic,
handle.
is it? We are pessimistic.
No, not we are for.
Think of the
we
first.
are.
Okay.
So that is the way we prepare ourselves.
Okay, we prepare for the worst, is it? You wanted to say that. Okay.
Four
So we have plan A, B, C, D, everything lined up. Yes. Yeah, great. Yeah, Manpreet. So,
adaptability and agility for unknown environment.
okay. Unknown environment, adaptability. So, so great participation. Thank you guys for being part. People are not getting bored and clicking here and there. That's wonderful to see. I call this, all this is being chaos ready, and I have sold myself in that. Any environment you go, any corporate, big 6, big 8, big 4, Amazon, whatever, or you go to a startup, there is chaos everywhere, which is there in our units also. Whatever unit shape or air unit we are serving in, there is a chaos, and we do chaos management every single day. Chaos मतलब कल का पता नहीं अपने को क्या करना है. Tomorrow you don't know you will be here or not. Tomorrow you don't know what is the task for you. And our commanding officers, our senior management is very capable of creating chaos and giving it to us, and we are very capable of solving that chaos. And that is one quality which every corporate house or top leadership would like their top management to have. And that is where we sell ourselves. All these qualities which you had said, and which is there on the view file, plus chaos management. So this is how chaos we can handle. This is how the which is the key takeaways from that last slide. But everything is fine, but how will we do a successful transition, right? So I try to put it in very simple terms. We need to know what is our differentiator factor, right, which we all brought out in this last slide. And when we were interacting, our differentiator factor as a military leader is very clear. We are versatile, we have top leadership qualities, we are very, very dynamic, we are chaos ready, we are ready for any kind of task which comes. We were always ready for war, right? So that brings out all these qualities. Now, after we know what is our differentiator factor, we have to choose a vertical, and in that vertical we have to choose a level. So when I say vertical level, I'm talking about domains. Say suppose operations, supply chain management, human resource management, program management, project management, right? And what level we should go. So suppose someone is SS officer with 10 years experience, he or she can go into management level straight away. Someone who's got 20 years experience can go up to VP level, director level. So we need to choose a vertical, we need to choose a level as per our experience and experience which is there in corporate. Then we need to formulate what is the skills required for that and what is my gaps in there. So I call it skill gap analysis. And then we need to prepare a roadmap design for ourselves to become future ready, right? So let's go to the next slide. How to choose a right vertical. Most of you today you are in IIM Bangalore. It's almost 2 months you've been doing this course. So most of you would have chosen a vertical for yourself. But in case someone is left, this is my takeaway, how to choose your vertical. So you need to see what's your choice. You know, what do you like doing? You like doing operations in and out of every activity which is going on in an organization and your units, or you like to, you know, take it easy. So this is your inclination. What do you want to do? You like to manage people. Some of us don't like to manage people. Some of us like to manage people. So if you like to manage people, you can go for HRM. All this. In case you are still not sure, you can go for a very scientific method, psychometric evaluation, where you can know what you are made for, what your brains are aligned to, right? And then, you know, then you need to set your transition timeline. So most of us who are there in this call have that transition timelines of 4 to 5 months, which is slightly less when you are choosing a vertical for yourself. So you should choose vertical 1 year in advance so that you are into it, you have done the right courses, you have done the right certificates, and you are ready for a transition. And of course, during the transition choice, you should see what that vertical is offering, what kind of growth that vertical is offering. So all as SS officers who are there, short service officers, you know, you have at least 15 years to work if you are working for the whole, you know, till the time you retire. For PC officers, you have at least 10 to 15 years still to go till you retire. So you need to choose a vertical which gives you that constant growth in your future after transitioning also. Right. So this was my takeaway. Now we spoke about skill gap analysis. What is skill gap analysis? So choose a job which is a vertical, right? Then you choose a level, and then you should be very clear. If I want to become, you know, CEO of a company, I am just vice president of a company. I am the HOD. I am not the CEO. So there is something which is known as expectation, and there is something which is known as reality. All this data is available if you go to Glassdoor, if you go to Ambition Box, if you go to Google also, and you say, okay, what is the director level? You know, what is the experience level required for a director? So you will come to know what is the experience level required for a director. So you can choose very clearly what is expectation. My expectation can be I want to become a CEO, but what is the reality? What is my experience level, which is totally transferable in corporate. So suppose 10 years experience could go as senior managers or AVP, deputy director, associate director level. 20 years experience can go up to VP, director, senior VP levels. Also, they can become CEOs also in case it is a startup or something. But you need to see what is expectation, what is your expectation, what is the reality in this world. Now, what are the core skills required? What are the soft skills required? So what are the skills required for that vertical, for that level? And then we go into something known as knowing your skill which you have, then analyzing what is the gap, what is the skills required by that corporate job, which is clearly given in the job description, right? And what is my skills and what is the gap? And then you prepare yourself with a upskilling plan, with proper timelines, and you decode you do your skill gap analysis. Okay, wonderful. So anyone in the audience can answer me this after these 2, 3, 4 slides. What do I mean when I say future ready? Anyone? Yeah, Manpreet, you unmuted yourself.
Future ready means basically you are relevant for the industry.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, Sanjay sir.
Sir, before some time you said plug-in kind of thing. Then I am ready for that plug-in wala requirement.
Okay, great.
Which company will accept me as earliest as possible.
Great.
In my new role.
Great. Okay. Anyone else? Anand, yeah.
Vivek,
Anand,
so I think future ready is do you have an acumen to understand businesses? Because after end of the day, you're going to be working for a business. Do you have to acumen to understand that business and what is required in that business? Would you be able to deliver it? Because one may go into an FMCG tomorrow, the same person operation may go into an IT or some other thing. So would you be able to understand that business in a macro perspective? This is my.
Okay. Yeah, Khushbu, you wanted to add something?
Yes, sir. If I feel myself as ready, when I know I have decided as per my likings which vertical I am choosing, my resume is ready according to the job description. I have acquired the skill sets and mindset required for the job. Then I'm ready to transition with it.
I'm future ready. Okay, great. Yeah. Anyone who wants to add anything, or should we move ahead? Yeah, cool. So as clearly said, someone Anand sir mentioned, and I think Sanjay sir mentioned that being future ready is like being plug and play. So this is a picture of a pen drive, and every corporate, your hiring manager wants you to be plug and play. पेन ड्राइव लगाया, डेटा डाउनलोड कर लिया, पेन ड्राइव लगाया, म्यूजिक प्ले कर लिया, as we do it in our music systems, in our cars. Their expectation is that you should be ready as a pen drive. You're plugged in, you understand the organization, you understand the processes, and you are ready to deliver. Right? But how to become plug and play for a military? That's a challenge. For a military leader like us, that's a challenge, right? So I have tried to just summarize this into certain things. We should know what skills are required. If we don't have that skills, we learn that skills. We take the certificates, we put them in resume, CV. We collaborate with with our peers, with our officers who have transited earlier. We take their mentorship, we take their guidance, we take their, I would say, their coaching. So that's collaboration. We collaborate with a lot of corporate leaders via LinkedIn, via other sources which we have, and we need to be very, very much visible. Okay. So is there any current example of someone who is visible and doing really well? जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Have you heard about this? Is there a current example of one of the leaders, political leaders in our country, who is just visible everywhere you go?
Modi Saab.
Yeah, you go to a Parchunia shop, you will find his photograph. You go to any newspaper, any TV channel, you switch on a TV channel, you find his photograph. He might not be educated, but he's clearly working on his visibility. You go to any petrol pump, you find a big cutout of him, right? He's hired people for that. He's paying a fortune for that from our taxpayers' money. But what I'm trying to say, you need to take one takeaway from this, that you need to be very, very visible, and that only platform which is available today to be visible is LinkedIn. My recommendation is, check Facebook, check WhatsApp, be on LinkedIn, chat on LinkedIn among yourself, right? And make groups. LinkedIn is something which will give you your transition dream, will get through LinkedIn. I got my job through LinkedIn, so you guys can also get that. LinkedIn is something which is actually very, very essential today. We'll talk about more later on LinkedIn, but visibility is one thing which you need to work on, right? To be future ready, all these things, get those skills, learn, get these certificates, make your resume, collaborate, and be visible. Okay, let's talk about CV and LinkedIn. So what's a CV or resume for anyone, be it military professional who is transitioning or any civilian? What exactly is a CV or a resume?
A summary of the work profile that we have done so far and the skills that we acquire.
Okay. And what is the importance of this CV/resume in getting you a job?
We can show what impact or value we can bring to an organization by our skill sets that we have already learned or in the process of learning.
Okay. Okay. Sir, to be very, very frank, recruiters like me in HR only give 10 seconds to your CV. That's a known fact. And this 10 seconds is also given after it has gone through a system which is known as ATS. All of you would be aware. Applicant tracking system. It's a AI based system. One side there is job description, one side there is your resume, and it is just compared, and then your resume goes to the recruiter's inbox. Before that, no human eye is actually checking your resume when you are applying for a job. But this is the only way which you can get your job. So the importance of resume is to get inside the system for that 10 seconds. But this is the only way which you can get in. So that is how resume and CVs are important. You must understand resume, difference of resume. It's an American, concept. The resume is one pager mostly, but people make 2 pages resume also. A CV is a more comprehensive or more detailed document which shows your projects, which shows what you have done in various profiles, right? So resume is generally summarizes you. CV is detailed way. For military professionals, we should make CVs, my recommendation, because we have a lot of experience. We need to show that experience in whatever roles we are applying for, which we can't show in one or two pages, right? Okay, so this is the importance of CV. For getting the 10 seconds, you have to go through a AI system. For getting the 10 seconds of a HR professional and 10 seconds of your hiring manager, right? But without this, you are not going to get that 10 seconds. You are not going to get unless you have some referrals and you can bypass that that process. Okay. Now, why is LinkedIn so important? Everyone is just yelling on top of their voice, LinkedIn, LinkedIn, LinkedIn. LinkedIn से जब ज़्यादा LinkedIn की marketing हम लोग कर रहे हैं, but why LinkedIn is so important? Anyone?
A good platform to make connections, to open up, and for networking purposes, but for the official purpose.
Okay, for maybe for not official, but maybe for professional purposes.
For professional.
But for networking purposes, you would have heard of a saying, "Your network is your net worth," right? It is very important when you are open for a job and you tell your network, someone will ping you and say, okay, this is the opening in my company, or I saw that that job opening and you should apply for it, and maybe it'll work for you. Someone raised a hand. Sorry, I did not see. Yeah,
sir.
sir.
I
Yeah,
raise that point is already covered, sir. I want to say right man at right place and right time, sir.
Okay, so to just add on to this, you need to increase your probability, sir. So that's why you should have a bigger network.
Correct.
And by this time, you all should be crossing 2000. If you have not crossed 2000, you're lacking there. So ऐसा नहीं कि मैं किसी को भी click कर दूं. So you should have right people in your network, but you should be crossing around 1,500 network. That is the sustainable, I would say, network figure, which will actually, whatever post you make, whatever impressions you want to make it to your future recruiters, you will have that kind of a, I would say, network or your impressions going if you want to actually work on LinkedIn. So okay, we have Arasu raising hand. Yeah, Arasu.
Yeah, Vivek, actually you had told that 10-second wala mantra wherein to get a place on the input of the box. But then when you see a JD, there are about 10 to 15 catchwords or keywords which they highlight. Now out of those 10, 15, I mean, we may possess 5, 6. Is it strictly as per the ascending order of the job description? How do you decipher
No,
the
no,
GD?
sir. So what happens is, if you read more about ATS, so there are 3 sliders which we mostly call as configuring the ATS for a particular job, right? So the one slider is your experience, second slider is the skills, and third slider is, maybe if CTC is mentioned or education, right? So when we talk about skill slider, which is in ATS, when we tune our ATS for a particular job post, so that skill slider, आप जो देखते हैं keywords which are there on the job description, they are the skills which are required for their particular job, right? So must have skills is which is there given in the JD. So you need not, so it'll depend on what is the timeline available for the recruiter to hire for their job. If the timeline is very, very less, then the sliders will be put at a matching percentage, which is a lower matching percentage. Suppose your CV is not matching 100% or 70%, still your CV will make through. But if the timelines are very, very relaxed, then your sliders go up. So your recruiter, because the timelines are relaxed, so your recruiter will like to have only those resumes or those profiles coming into inbox which are perfectly matching. So it is vice versa, right, with the timelines. But what happens exactly is all that which is given in the job description need not match 100%, but that keywords have to come. And if you don't match those keywords and you're applying in bigger organizations which are under ATS, which are using ATS, then your probability of your CV making through reduces, and that's inversely proportional, directly proportional, I would say, with the matching percentage of your keywords which you have put in your CV or resume, right? So it is a machine-based thing. It is simple. AI सब ठीक है. It is just matching 1 plus 1. If your resume is there, your JD is there with that matching keyword, then that resume or CV is bound to go through the next step, which is to the recruiter. I hope I have answered the question.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, great. So LinkedIn is also important, and there is one thing which is also important, which I did not cover deliberately in starting, which is known as stakeholder management. When I say stakeholder management, these stakeholders are your family, your, I would say, peers, your network. Everything has to be managed. If your family is not happy with your decision of, transitioning, then, she or he will never have trust on you. You have to have your finances in place. You have to have your kids settled maybe in a place before you take that decision. This is too late to tell you, but still, if someone has not managed that, you need to manage your family, your friends, your peers, your unit commanding officers during this whole transitioning journey, and that's very important, right? Your partner or your friends, your family should be together and supporting you in this whole process, because at the end of the day, I've gone through the process. This process is very, very frustrating at times and requires a lot of energy and a lot of physical and mental courage to go through this transition journey. So you need to handle your stakeholders really, really well to have a great transition journey. Okay. So whatever we have seen, now let me summarize that into a very, very simple equation. But before that, I would like to ask anyone, what is the biggest problem in this transition journey for anyone, whosoever is there in this call? What is the biggest problem which you face, or what is the biggest challenge which is coming across in this whole transition journey? Yeah, Anand sir, you raise your hand.
Okay. Biggest thing is, like each one of us, when somebody says you have everything in you, we don't know what to apply for. We don't know what role are we capable of. That's the biggest challenge, because we don't know what it is to be on the other side. It's like sitting on a a non-swimmer, my first time I remember 10-meter board, taking the second leg out. It was very difficult. It took some time. It's the same way.
Basically, it's a lack of clarity. Still,
Yeah,
after
lack
listening,
of clarity.
yes.
So what I say is choosing a vertical becomes the biggest bottleneck, a biggest hurdle to cross, right? Once we have chosen a vertical, by whatever means, we are good to go, right, Anand sir?
Okay.
No, I'm just asking you. Have I understood?
Yes,
your
no, but
challenge
I
correctly?
have not understood what is the obstacle. The point is, in our SSB, you are given a set of obstacles and asked to do, you visualize the obstacle, you come out with a plan. When a person like you is interviewing me and you are from a totally non-military background, whatever you say, I probably do not understand. So when you say, I have to develop my business strategy, this is my goals, this, I tell you, please define with clarity what you want me to do and how will you give me a little bit of training or a little bit of hand-holding to make that jump. And so that once I make a little bit of jump, the second time, third time, I can make leaps and bounds for the firm in whatever task that I'm going to be unable to do.
Okay, sir, this is understood, but hand-holding you will not get. That is for sure. At your level, you will not get. Okay. You will have to be a self-starter. किक खुद ही मारनी है, पेट्रोल भी खुद भरना है और सर एक्सीलेटर भी खुद ही दबाना है.
Okay.
Right, sir? And
okay,
I am been there in this journey for 2 years. There is no hand-holding. You have to be a self-starter.
Right.
The issue which I was talking about is before transitioning, the choosing vertical becomes a very, very difficult task for most of us.
Yes.
ये अपने को करना क्या है, मतलब we all do human resource management. विवेक ने क्या ऐसा खास कर दिया जो ये HR में चला गया, और इसके साथ वाले जो aviator था वो आज my course mate is today into cyber security. He is leading a vertical in cyber security in one of the big corporates, right? We were same, we were aviators, both of us, right? So choosing the vertical, when I went to, if I go back to that slide, is it what do you want? What is the mojo? What do you expect from your future, right? This 10-15 years, I want to go into operations, become an adjutant or a CEO again. I want to go into human resource management and become a passive passenger in that whole process. Okay. Right? Because human resource people are on the business table, but they generally influence the business decisions, but they are not as recognized as operations people. That's a fact of matter, right? We all understand that. So you need to take a call before doing all that upskilling. What I see most of the military people is doing is Scrum Master कर लेते हैं, Lean Six Sigma Green Belt कर लेते हैं, PMP की तैयारी शुरू कर देते हैं. जाना किसमें पता नहीं, है ना? But okay, so we will come on that later. So this is the transition equation which I have tried to put it across in a very, very simple terms, right? You choose a vertical, you upskill, have patience, have persistence, and you will generally have a successful transition. So I have done certain, I would say certain study on veterans transition for past 3 years. 90% of the veterans transit successfully. Out of this 90%, 50% change their vertical after 2 years. Suppose someone was into operations, they want to jump into HR now. They want to jump into security, right? Into, physical security or cyber security, whatever. So they want to do that. And because they're not liking it, the way the fast pace it is. So it'll depend. So choosing vertical becomes a very, very big hurdle, very biggest, I would say, bottleneck as far as veteran transition is concerned. Once you've chosen the vertical aligned with yourself, then it becomes easy. आपको पता है क्या करना है. Then you have certain patience, have persistence, do a methodological way of transition, and you will be able to do it. Yeah, I have Arasu sir's hand raised. Yeah, Arasu.
Yeah, Vivek, actually, that is perfectly right. But can you please throw some light on the characteristics of certain verticals, mainly with regard to the job, hours, or the pay, or the main things which is going to affect, let it be operations, security, HR, whatever be it. Few of them.
Okay. So this 1 hour is very less for covering two topics also, HR and transition as a whole. But of course, if you want me to cover this, I would be happy to come some other day, maybe after 15 days or something, and cover each and every vertical in detail.
Yeah, just maybe 2-liners of each vertical now to start with.
Okay, so sir, there are three things which any vertical or any, I would say, job which you can offer you in, and it is a healthy mix of all three things. I would say 3 sliders or 3, I would say, filters for any job. One is the CTC, right? One is your job satisfaction, and third is the kind of work-life balance that job can offer. Okay, so we will talk about these 3 sliders vertical by vertical, which is my understanding after 2 years. Operations give you good CTC, work-life balance is all not there. Amazon mein people are suffering from work-life balance if they are into operations, but they are getting good CTC. And if they are suffering from work-life balance, but they might get satisfaction. So किसी लोगों को adjutant बनना पसंद होता है हमारी units में, right? Or Adam officer in Air Force and Navy. People like to be Adam officers because उनके पास time होता है, उतना effort होता है, but कितने दिनों तक होता है, that is again a question. But they like to be always thick of everything and not having their work-life balance. The adjutant in an army unit doesn't have any work-life balance. He always he's like a call center or coordinating people, everywhere from anywhere. Okay, so operations, there is very less work-life balance, but CTC is good. And of course, when I say work-life balance, it is working from home, flexi hours of working, and of course कि आपको इतने घंटे क्लॉक करने हैं नहीं करने हैं, आपको साइट पे होना है ऑन साइट या आप रिमोटली काम कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, on these aspects. And of course your job satisfaction. So operations, you get good job satisfaction, good CTC, but your work-life balance is all haywire. And if you go to HR, human resource management, you've got job satisfaction is there because you've been doing that. CTC is fairly okay, right? So people think HR में CTC okay नहीं है. But if you choose the right industry, IT industry, you will get a good CTC in HR also. Okay, now coming to work-life balance, there is no work-life balance as HR or strategy. So HR and strategy comes really on top as far as work-life balance is concerned. I work on a full-time remote mode. I am sitting in Pune. My company is in Mumbai. They call me to Mumbai and they pay for, whenever I go there. So it's like that kind of work-life balance I have with a good CTC also. That's HR for you. And if you take supply chain management, again, work-life balance is not there because you're managing logistics part of it. You're managing the vendors. So vendor management goes hand in hand when you come into supply chain management. All right. So there is a problem with work-life balance, but of course, CTC is quite okay. And if you are aligned to logistics or controlling how your shipment is going or how your goods are moving, how your products are moving, then of course you will have, I would say, job satisfaction also. Coming to the security aspect, which is also known as the security which we go. So there is work-life balance is there, 9 to 5 kind of a job. कभी कोई बम फटा तो सबको जाना पड़ता है, that's fine. CTC is slightly limited. So CTC is a constraint. Most of them have CTC constraint as far as security and loss prevention goes, SLP. But work-life balance is there, 9 to 5 kind of a job. Job satisfaction, because there is a very limited scope of you going into higher levels, because as army officers we join as HODs there, whichever company which we are going, or N-1. So we will be either director or deputy director there. एक step ही है आपके पास बढ़ने के लिए, और you become a corporate, security head. So 1 or 2 steps left for that 15 years which we need to do. So that job satisfaction dies down after some time. That's my understanding. People may differ from me. So that's about security loss prevention. Then we have program management, project management job, which is part of operations only, but parked on a IT, proper IT, parked projects which are there. Your work-life balance is okay. You have remote opportunities. Your CTC is good. And of course, growth avenues are really, really good. So job satisfaction is also there. So if you are opting for operations, program management, project management is very good avenues to look for. What else? Strategy and organization development or corporate development jobs. If you get into, if you have a little bit of finance background and you are good into strategy formulation, you have very good work-life balance. You can start your day as much as you, whenever you want to, but you need to get money for that corporate. You need to get money for that, I would say, startup. So usme thoda sa, there is a lot of pressure is there. But CTC is also really good. Yes, sir. Anand sir.
Sorry to interrupt. In between, just a doubt, since you're talking about various verticals. In between, we had a program by JP Morgan. There was a guy, Colonel Pratyush Gaur from Garhwal. So
Yeah.
he was, I don't know if you know him. So
We
he
were
was
together in IIM.
okay, fine. So you know him. So now Pratyush ko main pucha ki, I mean, okay, I understand what wealth management and all is. I said, what kind of role are you taking? He said, sir, that is, see, matlab, I can't commit. Then I said, you're going to train us. So if you're looking now, today there are a lot of banking financial sector coming into India. In Hyderabad, for example, you have JP Morgan, you have this Goldman Sachs, this guy, Charles Schwab has entered into one of the biggest broking houses of US. Now there, when they have a veteran program or something like that, what role will they take us? Do you require to have a financial background? Do we have to be a CFA or a CFP or a general knowledge
sir.
of this thing is?
So just to cut that short, because we are running short on time, all these companies, JP Morgan ho gaya, Wells Fargo ho gaya, sir. Even Amazon will come with veteran hiring initiative. So what they do is, they will take you through a 3 months of internship kind of a program. It's a paid internship. They will train you for various roles, see where you are aligned, and then they will offer you full-time opportunity, right? So this is how it works. And they are not very clear what roles they will offer in start. But as you are in internship, you will be very clear what roles they are starting. So it goes that way. I hope I've answered.
Okay.
So I'm not able to see chat windows. So in case people are putting something in chat windows, I'm not able to see. You can be a little vocal about it. Okay, so this is the transition equation. It is very clear. Vertical choice becomes the first stepping stone. That's a day zero. Upskilling starts from there. Whatever time you are left with, you need to upskill, and upskill. Get yourself to a level when you become a plug and play guy. Have some patience. There is a right job waiting for you. There's a right opportunity waiting for you. Keep applying. Don't have emotions while applying. कि कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है. Have patience. Be persistent, and you will get through. There is no doubt. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था. I am there with 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 2 hands, 2 limbs, 4 limbs. Sitting in front of you, we all transit. You guys will transit. That is for sure. Yeah, we have Saurabh and Rajat raising hand. Yeah, Saurabh.
Yes, sir. Just the one vertical which is like this admin and the facility management. So just can you just put some highlight on maybe a bit
Admin
of
and facility management बहुत ही clear है. जो हमारे admin का job होता है, admin job is cleanliness. Then admin job is कि आपकी सारी light, पंखे, AC सब ठीक चल रहा है. और आपकी बिल्डिंग में पुताई ठीक से हो गई है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी शॉर्ट सर्किट हो नहीं रहा है, your lifts are working, right? Your security guys are right in place, and of course your cafeteria is very clean and offering you tasty food.
So what is the the CTC and the work-life balance will be obviously better than operation and all, but the CTC growth and all probably will be
CTC is
limited.
very, very low.
Okay.
You are actually not someone indirectly, you are indirectly adding to the revenue of the company. If your employees are happy, your facilities are working. It's actually not a direct, I would say, addition to revenue. एंड कॉर्पोरेट में बहुत क्लियर है, आपका जितना डायरेक्ट अप्रोच है टुवर्ड्स रेवेन्यू, यू आर पेड दैट वे, राइट. एंड टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक, हमारा जितना भी एक्सपर्टीज है एज ए मिलिट्री गाय, वो हम वहां पर यूज नहीं कर सकते, राइट. सो वी हैव लॉट ऑफ अदर एक्सपर्टीज देन ओनली एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड फैसिलिटी. So you only get paid not for your I would say skills. You get paid what the job requires, right? You might have. I'm an aviator. I've flown ALH for 2,500 hours. I'm not flying today, so I'll not be paid flying pay, right? I'll be only paid for human resource management, which I do for my department and for the organization, correct? So jitna hi admin mein paisa, so there are civilians also available in lower money, what you are expecting. So then the CTC really goes down.
And there are options of outsourcing things also at a lower cost.
Very, 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 very huge options available, especially in metros.
Yes.
Yeah, Rajat, you had something.
Yeah, Vivek. Vivek, a couple of questions, quick questions. First is, we've been talking about compensation, the CTC. We've been talking about compensation in almost all the webinars. So what do you think is a decent compensation for our kind of expertise? This is one. And second is, when you check the compensation, I've been checking compensation for various, all those who are employed. They have something which is the first type is the hard cash, what they're getting in their bank. Something is like bonus, which could be for the company's performance or for the individual performance. Third is what they're getting as a superannuation fund.
Sorry, say again.
So something is what they are getting as a superannuation fund.
As in, I have not heard for it yet.
Okay, or maybe
in corporates.
Yes.
Okay. What is superannuating?
As in, they put in some cash, and when you retire, you get that cash with you. It's something like it's other than the gratuity and.
Okay. Let me just summarize in 15 seconds. There's something known as fixed component. There's something known as variable component, right? And that's it. So fixed component is divided by 12 of your annual CTC, which you get minus the tax, which you get in your bank, which is the SMS which comes to you on 31st of first, right? Variable component is primarily divided into three aspects. One is your performance-based variable, one is the fixed-based variable, and which is fixed variable, and the third one is the ESOPs or the shares which the companies offer. Performance-based variable is based on your variable. If you are performing good, you will get 100%. If you are performing marginal, you will get 75%. If you are performing bad, you will get 0 also, right? Then there is fixed component, which is generally not for leaders, but it is for, I would say, associate level or starting executive level, wherein they get fixed bonus. कि मेरे को 1 लाख रुपए 50,000 रुपए fixed bonus मिलेगा, मैं कैसा भी perform. And there is something which is known as ESOPs, which Amazon offers, my company also offers, to all leadership position, which is like shares. So हर share की value होती है, so they will offer you 10 shares. Suppose one share is 2 lakh rupees, so you get 20 lakh rupees as annual CTC, which is part as share. So if you move on from the company, you sell the shares and you get 20 lakh rupees that way. So what you are talking about is PF, Provident Fund, which we do as DSOPF or whatever. वो आपका they deduct from your salary and which you can take out anytime. Retirement का NPS है, which is tax saving fund, which government has started. You can pitch in into NPS and get your return at the ounce rate. Rohan, we've crossed the time, so I hope you don't have anything which is planned. So I'll just quickly go on to HR.
Sir, I think you should go on to HR.
Yeah, cool.
We are running actually quite late now.
Yeah.
So you can touch upon HR domain, and then I think what Rajat sir is trying to ask is that what should we expect as CTC? If you can quickly answer that question.
I'll answer at the end if it's fine. Let me cover.
Yeah.
But sir, I'll just take 5 minutes in covering 5-10 minutes in covering HR, because people wanted to know about HR, and I will not do justice in case I don't cover it. Right? And then in the end, I'll take on questions for maybe 5 more minutes on. Correct? Okay. So I'll just cover what is human resource management and what is the difference of human resource management from Army, Air Force, Navy or military and what is the difference in, I would say, corporate. Okay, so what exactly is corporate HRM? So I was actually mentoring one of the army officers. He said, I want to go into HR. And I asked a simple question, ki, why do you want to go into HR? Bolta, sir, I like talking to people. And I like talking to people. I like making new friends. I like new people in my life every single day. That's why I want to go into HR. Talking to people, knowing new people in every day, you should not go into HR. You should actually go into business development or sales. So you in HR is all about managing people. It is not talking to people. It's very, very process oriented stuff, which I'll show you right now. So what is corporate HR is you hire certain individuals on the job opportunities which you have in the organization. Then you do a complete employee life cycle management of that individual who you hired or they were there in the system earlier. Then you give them something which is known as learning and development. You make them learn certain new skills. You develop them into maybe leadership pipeline in case they are into leadership. Then you do a lot of compliance related stuff in human resource, labor laws, and all that, ISO certifications which we have to take care of during compliance. And then you take care of the retiring part of that individual. You retire them, you terminate them, you lay them off, or they exit by their own. But that kind of activity is handled by HR. So that's not talking to people. There is only talking to people which is involved with employee life cycle management and maybe in learning and development if you are one of the instructors, and just talking to them, how are you feeling today, and is there any issue which you have. Other than there is no talking to people. It is just managing people, core management of your people resources. Your workforce is human resource management. Okay, so what is the difference of, I would say, corporate HR versus military? What is the difference? And anyone wants to touch upon in HR? What is the difference, military way and corporate way? Rohan?
So managing in
There
corporate.
is no HR in army. There is no HR.
Okay, very rightly said. But there is something, but still, he's on the right lines. Yeah, Sanjay sir.
Okay, perhaps the HR in corporate involves money. Whereas if whatever you're saying, so there is no HR in the army or whatever we may call it, yes, definitely we are managing people, but there is no money involved. There in corporate, there is money involved.
There is money involved in army, air force, navy. We give them pay. आप auto order
No,
करते हो.
Sir, I am not giving him pay, na, sir. It is not. I mean, I am not. Even if I give him free training and pays.
If you don't sign his part order, he will not get paid.
Well, that will be unethical. I mean, it's not performance linked. There is an NCO who's not performing. Can I throw him out? No, I can't. But there in corporate, yes, I can.
Okay. I agree here. Okay, Rajat.
Though we all claim that we are very good in HR, we are not at all good in HR. We follow a set of rules which are written. Everything is so well written. We follow what is written, the SOP for everything. We do not go out of the way. Second is the stakeholders in are very, very limited. In our organization, the employees are very limited, the stakeholders are very limited. Doesn't happen in corporate. You can get anybody from whatever financial background, whatever educational background, and maybe from a different country also.
Okay. Yeah, Saurabh, you have something to
Sir,
add?
it is basically the education, the IQ level of the individuals, of the management of people, what we do, especially there's a lot of difference. The IQ level in corporate probably is more high and more educated as compared to what we do in like, especially mostly in the armed forces. There's a quite a set thing which is there, and obviously what Rajat has rightly mentioned, set of rules and things. But as far as corporate HR is there, sir, what I understand, that the education, the IQ, and that kind of those. It's more like a more flexible type of management. What you have to do when you are managing people in corporate.
Okay. Yeah, Arasu sir.
I believe that what we are doing in our organization, it has been done by various people, and once it is put across, the line is told by everybody. But I believe in the corporate, that is where everything starts. Wherein there is nothing which people once as an adjutant hukum is passed that it will be done, and it is done. If not, then he is taken to task. But here it is not the case. But otherwise, I feel that let it be everything. A combination of A branch, Q branch, and the MS branch, all three put together, which is a CEO who is doing it. He is doing the same thing, but yes, not with the definitive framework which is there in the outside world, which we do not possess.
Yeah, Keshwa, you have something to add?
Sir, in forces, at least the management part is more of a very tight-collared thing which is happening for over a few decades. But possibly in corporate, it is evolving, and your management style and all evolves basically probably with the size of the company, the way they are growing, the way they are trimming, the way they are scaling down. So there's a lot of variables. Very unlike in a military setup where it is very straight collar. I mean, it's not changed for last maybe 50 years that I can speak of. I mean, that's the kind of legacy we have in terms of so-called management.
Understood. Understood. Yeah, Nikhil. Good to see you. You are
Good
driving
evening,
and you are attending, but be safe, be careful.
Yeah, good evening, Vivek. I'm driving in empty roads of Karwar inside the naval base. I would put it in one line. There's a vast difference in how people look at democracy and how free or not free you are in interpreting rules inside and outside.
Okay. So you want what I understood that this is the military way of human resource management is more autocratic, more I would say कि बोल दिया CEO साहब ने तो होगा. CEO साहब ने बोला है, commander साहब ने बोला है तो करना है. But human resource management in corporate is strictly based on the SOPs, policies, and the various processes which are there. So I just tried to put that across in a very simple way, which you like to understand, though it is a little complicated. But the human resource management in corporates is totally process based. There are processes for everything. आपको कैसे hire करना है, how many rounds of interview will be there, everything is laid out, everything is process oriented. It is highly digitized. Everything to anything, sending an email is auto triggered. So, and we are not used to that kind of digitization. That's one part. Everything is return on investment based, as someone brought out earlier. Nothing happens unless you work out what is the return on investment on that process, or hiring of that individual, or doing something new, or doing a activity like Diwali celebration also, right? Then there is a lot of compliances which state governments have, national government or central government have, and other compliances. If you are operating in, I would say, internationally, then you have to deal with those compliances. So my company operates in US, UK, and Singapore and India. I have to deal with all compliances of US, UK, Singapore, and India as a human resource individual. So there is no running away from that. And everything to anything is taken care of your human resource information system. We call it human resource management system. It is a system which is backbone of the organization. आपका performance management, आपका payroll, your hiring, your documentation, your taking care of documents, your retiring, your pay, your bonuses, your, I would say, other stuff like gratuity, everything is calculated, everything is stored very neatly and very organized in a digitized way through HRIs. That's a huge difference. So these 2 pointers, digitized return on investment and HRIS, is a huge difference in what we have done and what we need to do if we go into HR domain, right? So that's one way of understanding. Okay, there are certain certifications which will help you develop yourself into HR professional. There are certain sites which I'm going to just recommend it to you. Just go and see. So this is the I would say one of the world's best certification, SHRM, Society of Human Resource Managers, senior certified professional or certified professional, depends what kind of year of experience you have. Anyone who has got 8 years experience and plus can go straight away for senior certified professional. This is one way of showcasing that you know much about HR and you are certified by them. Pass percentage is really low. So it's like PMP, 3 mahine ki mehnat, 15 din, again going through the whole syllabus and then passing this certification. You have to learn a lot about labor law, employment laws. So this certification, any certification you want to do, there are a lot of agencies which give you that certification. And there is a very good site which teaches you everything on a self-paced learning, AIHR. So it is one of the best sites to do certification. They give you many certifications in very reasonable cost. And if you want to go into hiring, or if you want to go into top management in HR, you need to learn ATS, how it is tuned, because it boils down to you as an HOD how to tune the ATS, because everyone will be looking at you, ATS tune कैसे करना है, और आपको भी नहीं पता होगा तो फिर कहाँ जाएंगे. The best is to learn ATS if you are going for hiring, or as a talent acquisition professional if you want to go, or you want to go as a top management of HR. So this was more about HR. I think I'm done for it. Anyone who wants to have any questions, I'm ready to take on. And this is my LinkedIn profile. I would love to connect with you all guys.